Hi, welcome to my channel. As the thumbnail says, the universe loves clarity, but maybe you are already manifesting what you want because your clarity is coming from your subconscious mind, not from your rational mind. So it's taking clarity from that. You can get clarity by setting clear instruction and intention and going with the flow with things and knowing exactly what you want. So there's types of clarity here. So I'm going to give some really important examples of how the universe, we're just calling it the universe, but I don't generally refer to it as that here, but for purposes of this video, what clarity is. So here we go. I'm going to start off with a client story. I really suggest that you listen to this from the beginning to the end because it was a huge wake-up call for her, what her clarity was and what her actual intent and what her actual desire was, what she thought it was and what it ended up being. Okay, so she has been in a relationship for 15 years. The last 5 years or so, it's gone, as she said, very stale. He's online all the time, he's gaming online, or he's going out with his friends, choosing to do that rather than spend time with her. If she asks him to do something with her, he will do it. But she said, I can tell it's against his will, he's not enjoying it. So she said, I've spoken to him about this and he understands. And he said, yeah, I get it. We're not spending enough time together. I'll sort it out. I will rein it in with the gameplay and all that, but he never does, not for long, and then it goes back to normal. And she said, this shouldn't be happening. I've spoken to him so many times. I've stressed about it. I've affirmed. I've done so many things and nothing has changed at all, not for any long period of time. And this should not be my relationship, okay? So I said to her, what do you do in the times that he's online and what are you doing? Are you just sitting around the house waiting for him to finish? She said, oh no, I'm going out with my friends. She's like, I can go away for any weekend I want and he never worries about it. He doesn't question me or anything. I can do whatever I want, I have a ton of freedom. So I do see a lot of friends. I do my own thing on, I've got things going on. I go online, I read, I do whatever I want, whenever I want, okay? So I said, okay, so you're happy with that? Yeah. If he stops playing online, let's say he goes, I'm going to cut that down by half and I'm not going to go out with my friends drinking only once a month or something. Now, all that time, he's then going to be spending with you. Is that what you want? And she had to really think about it. She goes, oh my God, that's a question. Oh God, I don't know. Oh, do I? I said, that's a significant life change, right? So maybe you're getting what you want because you're enjoying your life at the moment, but you think things should be different in this relationship. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't. Maybe you should be with somebody else where things are different, but maybe he's not the one that you want to actually, you don't actually want this with him. So another example here, I'm just gonna, this is not a story about my own life, but I'm just saying in general, I believe I can change anything in my life and I believe anyone can change a situation if they really want to. So if something's going on in my life and I'm saying, I'm not happy with this isn't right, well, I'm going to do something about that if I really want to. If I don't really want to, if I'm actually quite happy with the status quo, become accustomed to it, and the alternative is going to change my life, change the way things are for me at the moment, then I don't really want that, then I am getting what I want. The situation that I'm in is what I want. Because if it wasn't, I would change it. So the same with her. You can change anything, but you have to have the actual desire to change it. The desire would be, I want to spend more time with my partner. That's the desire. And that she didn't have that desire, but she didn't really realize that. She just felt like this should be different. She was so used to being annoyed with him for being like this and to feeling aggrieved that she just got stuck in that cycle and not realizing that actually she was getting what she wanted. What she wanted was all of this freedom and she was enjoying life really, apart from this one aspect, but actually she'd become so irritated that it was just part of her life to whinge about him and moan about him the way he was to her friends and things like that. But actually, had he then stepped up, she wouldn't have wanted to spend more time with him. I'm not saying the relationship should end or anything like that, who knows? But at the moment, she said, do you know what? After this conversation, I'm just going to let things ride and just see how life pans out. And I said, yeah, just all of us can do, isn't it? If you're comfortable at the moment, and you're fearful of, because she said, should I then want to break this relationship up? And I said, no, you shouldn't want to do anything. You do what you want to do, not what you should think you should want to do. Don't now think, oh my God, I'm in this relationship and I shouldn't be in it. You just do what you want to do, what's right for you in the moment. And if you decide to leave this relationship at some point, then that's on you, that's up to you. It's not for you to feel you should do anything. But do you see what I mean? So what she wanted was her lifestyle to continue as it was. She was getting exactly what she wanted. She wasn't changing him because she didn't really want to. She didn't really want to spend more time with him. So that's one thing. So the universe was getting the clarity there, I'm happy as I am. I'm happy like this. I don't really want this. And it's listening all of the time and responding. I mean, again, I'm calling it the universe, but I'm just thinking of our inner computer, our supercomputer within, that's just translating everything that's going on in our subconscious and then giving it to us in some form or other in 3D reality. Okay, and then there's the choices that we make to stay in a certain feeling state, to keep going back to the old story. So you want something, you're manifesting it, but you are dominantly in the old story and going back to that feeling all of the time. That vibration is a frequency. So that's what you see. You don't see what you're manifesting, because it's a waste of time. It really is. And I know it's quite brutal to say that, but it is an absolute waste of time to manifest when you are dominantly in the old story and the feeling of what you don't want, because that's what you're manifesting. So you're always manifesting. So the other stuff is key to just stop going back to the old story, because your clarity then, so your subconscious clarity, let's say, is all of the stuff that you don't want. So, but they're like this, but they're like that, but this job situation's never changing. I'm stuck with all these work colleagues and it's like this and it's like that, and this person treats me like this and this person treats me like that, whilst all the time trying to change it. You can't do it because you're constantly counter intending. So you're intending what you want, and then you're countering it with what you don't want, and you're dominantly in that, probably over 60% dominant. So you're over 60% with the old story, but you're choosing to stay there. We are always making a choice, and you can say, I can't help it, but you can. And I always get quite passionate about this, because I have slipped into some really god-awful states and thought, I'm not having this anymore. I cannot keep doing this. This is my life, and I only get one shot at it. I need to sort out my own happiness, I need to be happy regardless of what else is going on, the best I can be. I'm talking about general life things here, not major things that happen in life that are awful and then I'm going, oh, you should be happy. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, in general, we have to be in charge of our own happiness, and we cannot put that outside of ourselves. And as soon as we do that, especially with people, we do that, then we are reliant on that person saying something nice to us to make us feel good. I mean, and when you think about that, that's kind of crazy, isn't it? Because then it will go, and then nothing will be said for a long time. You just be waiting for the next thing, the next sugar rush. That's what it's like. It becomes an addiction. You're always waiting for somebody else to make you happy, but you are choosing that. So your clarity is that. So what do you do about that? You make a clear choice, a clear decision that you're not going to go on like that. You don't know how at the moment that you're going to get out of it, because we're all different and we all respond to different ways of doing it. To me, I can just force myself out of it and go, what are you doing to yourself? Seriously, and pull myself out of it. But I still go there sometimes, which always amazes me. That I actually still go there, given that I've been at this for over 10 years now. And but it's way easier for me to bring myself back, because I know it's all me. So I'm thinking, if I'm doing this, then I'm just getting more of this. My clarity is, give me more of this, so that's what I'm getting. So I absolutely 100% believe that what's going on in here is what I see. So if anything's going wrong for me, I can think, it's not actually going wrong for me. It's doing what I'm feeling. Of course it's not going wrong, but I need to adjust that. I need to adjust what's going on inside of me in order to see something different in 3D reality, because every time my supercomputer which you may call the universe, is translating everything going on in my subconscious and giving it to me. So what is going on in there? What do I need to look at? How can I change it? What's going to work for me? Is it going to be affirmations? Is it going to be scripting? Is it going to be just visualizing? Is it going to be just feeling it? With me, it's like, okay, what do I want? What do I actually want? I'm going to pull myself into that timeline. And I kind of feel, if this helps, timeline I'm in, so how I'm feeling at the moment, and the timeline I want, and I kind of feel them next to each other, and then I feel myself pulling myself into the timeline that I want. So the focus is what I want. I don't know how that's going to come. I have no idea how that's going to come, but I'm going to go there anyway, because why not? If I linger in this, I know I'm going to keep getting this. So that's not what I want. So I have to make a choice. We're always making a choice. And when you decide to sit in frustration, and you can't help getting frustrated now and again, you can't help getting disappointed, but you can help how long you stay there. You can definitely help that. You have to look at something else. And that could be anything. That could be a feeling of optimism even, or a feeling of, I can't do this anymore. I'm determined to do something about this. Anything different than what you're doing at the moment is good. Because anything that creates an internal shift will create an external shift. But what do you actually want? Is what you say you want actually what you want? Let's say you're in a job and you're looking for another job because you're not getting paid enough, because you're just not getting paid enough. You're a bit stuck in a rut, so you're looking for another job. You can't find it. You're looking, nothing is coming up. Do you really like this job that you're in? Are you really enjoying the work? Do you love your work colleagues? You love the whole day-to-day stuff? Is there a lot that you like about it? And actually, you're very comfortable there, and you're just feeling like you should move on. You should get another job. You should challenge yourself, but you don't really want to because you're happy where you are. So you're actually getting what you want. So why don't you then look at, okay, I do like it here. I love my work colleagues, and who knows what your work colleagues are going to be like if you move on. I love that. Why don't I work at, manifest getting more pay here, or getting some more challenging jobs here where I am already? So you're then in harmony. You're already where you want to be. You're just then kind of enhancing that experience with some add-ons. That's what, you're upselling to yourself. Work with what you know to be true about how you actually feel. And you won't know how you actually feel until you're actually really honest with yourself. What do I actually feel? What do I really want? What am I comfortable with? Or am I just afraid to challenge myself? Am I living in fear of uncertainty? So I'm so scared of the uncertainty of what might happen if I take this leap of faith that is holding me back. So that is in conflict with what I'm saying I want, because the fear is greater than the thing that I want. So look at adjusting that, look at lessening that fear so you're dominant with what you want, because we all have a bit of fear with stuff, don't we, when we're chucking ourselves out there. I mean, of course we do. Like when I first started this YouTube channel, I had a ton of fear because you don't know what's going to come back at you, but I don't care about that anymore. That's fine. I've gotten over that, but I had to push myself through that because I always said I would never have a YouTube channel, absolutely never put myself out there like this, and now I couldn't care less. So what's greater? Compromise. This is another thing. I should do a countdown here, really, shouldn't I? Maybe I will in the edit. Compromise. Do you feel that there's a massive compromise you would need to make in order to do whatever it is that you want to do, and you don't want to make that compromise, particularly if it's with a person? Do you not have any kids at the moment and they do, and that you're not sure whether you want to kind of be involved with somebody else's kids? Do you have older kids and they have younger kids and you don't want to go back to that? Do they live in a different country and you might have to move? Is there a compromise that you can feel is really tugging at you and niggling at you? It's a splinter and it's contradicting what you want. So look at that and then shift the balance. What do you want more? Do you want this person more than you are worried about the compromise? If that's the case, just instruct your subconscious, I want this more than I'm worried about the compromise. Lessen this fear of compromise. Again, it's all about clarity. You're giving your subconscious clarity. You're telling it what you want. You're instructing it, you're giving it direction. It needs direction. All the time it's taking direction from us, but we're all over the place. So it's taking all of that, you know, and it's doing whatever, it comes together with that. Imagine mixing up a potion of all of the feelings going on inside of you and then having to come up with something that corresponds to that. That's what it's doing. But you want to give it some direction so that it knows exactly what to do. And you can't do that if you don't actually give it direction. Just sit there and think about it. What do I really want? And how can I adjust what's going on in my subconscious mind in order to get that in 3D reality? I think now it's probably key for me to stop because I could just go on and on and on. I hope that this was helpful to you guys. Any questions, as usual, please do ask below. And again, my members area is still open at £5 a month. I am letting it run at that for a while. I will stop it at some point. Again, I haven't set a date in mind of when I'm going to do that. At the moment, I'm managing with the numbers coming in at that price, so we'll just see how it goes for a bit. And I will probably say maybe a week before I'm going to take it off at that price and it will go back to £10 a month. There are courses on there, meditations, subliminals, lots of different things on there, modules. So when I'm going to do that, I will give some notice of that, but I'm not sure when that will be at the moment. I'm a manifestation coach, I'm a mindset coach, I'm a self-concept coach, and all of my books are available via my website.